Welcome to tamsguitar.com, and this lesson is about chords, not just chords. I think you can read the heading. Chords within bracket spicy. So we are going to spice up the chords, and this video was requested by Mr. Orpon Midda, who works with Wipro Technologies. So he requested me to upload a video on this topic. So without any delay, let's get into the topic. So we'll start with we'll start with chord progressions from a particular scale. So let us take our very common friend, the C major scale. Everybody knows how to play the C major scale. So these are the notes of the C major scale: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It'll be great if you pause the video and copy it down as usual. And one thing I've forgotten to mention here is you should number the notes, like C is 1, D is 2, E 3, F 4, G 5, A 6, B 7, and so on. So I think you have copied it down. Let's move on. So right now let us analyze the chords of a major scale. Any major scale has got 3 major chords and 3 minor chords. I hope you know this. The first, fourth and fifth are major chords individually. For example, if you are talking about the major chords inside a particular C major scale, that will be C major, F major and G major. And minor chords are 2, 3, 6. That means D minor, E minor and A minor. So if we use these 6 chords in different ways, we can have chord progressions of C major scale, which if I simplify it even further, which means if these chords are being played, a person who is singing can sing the notes of the C major scale, or a person who is soloing can play the C major scale over these chord progressions. Here is only 5 of them I've mentioned. There are thousands of chord progressions, whatever, but these are very common and very famous 5 progressions. You'll find many songs using these progressions, whatever. But what we are going to do, we are going to take these basic chord progressions and make them different by adding notes from the major scale. So let's get started. We are going to take the first progression: C, A minor, F major and G major, which means it will be like this. So if you are worried about the strumming pattern I'm using, you can check out my video, The Best Strumming Pattern, and then come back to this video. But here the topic is not about the strumming pattern, here the chords. Let us spice up these chords. The first chord is C major, and if you know the C major scale, you can form different patterns. So all you need to know is the open position C major scale. That's it. So while playing a C, we've got few options. The basic sound is that's it, and we are going to add different notes to the C major chord. And right now I'm not going to teach you the different names, but anyways, the sounds are going to be our main concern. So if I add, for example, this is the trick. The C major chord is C, E, G, that's it, but you've got few other notes as well that you can add with the C major chord in order to spice it up. For example, if I want to add a D note in the C major chord, that will be like this. This is C, and the D note the nearest and the suitable D note here is the second string third fret. See, if you notice, the D is the second of the C, which means if I consider, there's another thing I should let you know. If I consider this one, this C is going to be 8, next octave, the C in the next octave, but anyways it's C. So if I consider this C to be 8, the D can also be termed as 9, because this is continuous. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. After this C you'll get C. So different octaves. Right now I'm not interested in octaves, but this is how you name chords. So when we add the D note, will be getting the C add 9 chord. Maybe you know all these chords, but I'm going to cover all the ground so that if a beginner or anybody who doesn't know about this starts playing this video, shouldn't have any doubt in their minds, whatever. So this is a way in which you can add the D note. You can introduce your little finger. So here you've got many options like now what I did is, there's another thing I can do. I can add the G note in a higher octave here. See, in our C major position we've got first string open as the highest note, but in place of that I can replace this E with a G, the first string third fret, but it still remains C major chord only theoretically, but we've got G as the highest note, G on top. So right now we've got these many options. So whenever you've got a progression like this, C, A minor, F, G, it might as well become like this. We didn't do any modification of the other chords. So let us finish with the possibilities of the C major chord. C add 9, C major with G on the first string, and if we are going to take an extension, that is, if you want to play a major 7, what we need to do is 1, 3, 5 and 7. So we need to introduce a B note in the system. The easiest possible way is you release the first finger. That means second string open is the B note, is added to the C major chord. This is C major 7. So far we've got these options: C, C add 9, C with G on top, and C major 7. And there's another way we can play C add 9 is by playing it like this. See, when we are playing the D note, this finger is of no use, because initially I was putting my first finger on the second string first fret. So once I'm playing the third fret, it's of no use. So I can do one thing, I can add the G note, which won't hamper the name. So it's like a G, you just bring it back like this. So this is another form of C. And let us move on to the next chord, that is A minor. So with A minor, what I can do is, you can basic A minor chord, you can add the C note. See, A minor is like this, A, C and E is A minor. So you can put your little finger on the C note in order to make it A minor with C bass. C is anyways there, but you are putting it on the bass note. And again, what you can do is, you can lift your third finger and make A minor with third string open, which means we are adding the G note. Theoretically it will be A minor 7. See, only two fingers. and again we can add the G note here. Here what we did is we took an A minor, released our third finger, which means the third string is open now, and we introduced our pinky on the first string third fret, that is also A minor 7. And what we can do again is we can add a B note to the A minor, or rather we can release the first finger. Always remember, whatever I'm doing, I'm adding the notes of the C major scale, since I've selected the chord progression in C major scale. So you can randomly add notes and see whichever suits you. Then you can have your own chord and then you can use your brain to name them. Whatever I want to introduce the second string open with A. So this is A sus2. What I did is in A minor I released the first finger, that is A, I replaced the C by the B note. So here see, I don't have the C note anymore, and so that is why it is called sus2. You can watch my video regarding the D and A chord variations, then you can understand what a sus2 means. And similarly I can add the D note here. This is called sus4. See here, I've replaced the C note firstly with B note, that is A sus2, and then if I do the same, I replace the C note by the D note, then it's A sus4. So I've got options for A minor is A minor with C as the bass note, A minor third string open, I'm adding G note, A minor with first string third fret G note again, that is also A minor 7, then A minor without my first finger, that is second string open, that is A sus2, and I'm adding the fourth finger on the third fret D note. And this video is becoming quite long, so I'll be making few parts of this video, so unless you reach the end of the video you won't be able to understand. So whatever concepts I'm going through, you just pause the video and write it down. Thanks for watching. See you in the next part. Thank you very much.